What's up, boys? Data 782 here with episode 28 of Fixing the Franchise at the beginning of year number 9, the 2027-2028 regular season. Coming off back-to-back Stanley Cup championships, we have won 3 cups in 8 years, and the goal of this franchise mode is to fix the franchise, and I think that has been done. So, especially if we win the cup this year, it may be the last full year of simulation before I go to the end and we look at all the career stats before we end off this career mode. Maybe I go to 10 years, who knows. Let me know your thoughts on that, but for now, let's just enjoy the ride. So going into this season, the lines look like this. After a crazy offseason last episode, Tolvanen, Wright, and Bickle. Second line, Sydor, Moran, Lindstrom. Third line, Helmerson, Bugner, and McInnes. And fourth line, Anderson, Pacioretty, and Colin Reyes, who made the team straight out of camp. Fourth liner, 21 years old, drafted 216th overall back in the day. And here he is on the team, fourth line, straight from the juniors, didn't play in the AHL. Now, if I put Reyes or if I put Anderson on the second line instead of Sydor, it gives it a +3. Something to keep in mind down the road if that should ever become necessary. We have Dante Fabro here with Cale Makar, Liam Olin with Brandt Clark, and Jamie Drysdale with Nicholas Ekman. I changed Brandt Clark to a defensive defenseman, and it gives this pairing a +3 now. So Clark is not a defensive defenseman. He's a two-way D, and in the last few seasons, he's been putting up good numbers. Doesn't get that many goals, but, you know, he's been slowly increasing. He was a +27 with 26 points last year. So I don't know if making him a defensive defenseman will really change much. We'll see if he still hits 20+ points with that as his title. And in nets, it is Jameson DeVries, our second-round pick in 2023. 22 years old, medium elite potential, 86 years old, the Hungarian. And backing him up is Sergei Bobrovsky, 39 years old, 76 overall. He has that 90 poise. Hopefully this works out. If it doesn't, then we're going to have to move him and get a real backup. Likely his last season before retirement. He has a two-way deal. If he doesn't retire, then we'll just move him. But let's see if we can get him a cup as a nice backup goaltender here. So in the last episode, comment from Massimo Biagioni, he was telling me that I should try and trade back for Seth Jones. He had magic. He made us all smile when he scored that audacious goal in the Stanley Cup, on our Stanley Cup run. And I tried looking into it, and if I offered Dante Fabro back to the Nashville Predators, side note, back to the team that drafted him, Seth Jones went to the Nashville Predators. If I tried to get Seth Jones, and if I gave them Dante Fabro, I give them Dante Fabro, and then I go to my rookie skaters, and even if I gave them all 3 of these prospects, they don't even want to do it, let alone if I say retain salary, they still don't want to do it. So it looks like it's not going to work. I would really love to get Seth Jones back. He was an alternate captain on this team. He's 33 years old. He played 4 full seasons, 4.5 seasons with us here in Anaheim, and he won 2 Stanley Cups with us, and it hurts to let him go. Coming off a career year as well, 64 points, but it just doesn't work out to keep him, unfortunately. So we're going to roll with that. We have Liam Olin, Dante Fabro, new names in our lineup. Colin Reyes is a new name, and Sergei Bobrovsky backing up. Jameson DeVries, who's now our new starter after the Cameron McKinley debacle last episode. But beginning year number 9 here, boys, let's get it done. We have a 5-time champion, James Norris winner, and Cale Makar, back-to-back Art Ross winner, and Eli Tolvanen, and back-to-back Art Ross, Lady Bing, and Ted Lindsay tropher, Eli Tolvanen. So let's get it done, boys, in game number 1 of this 2027-28 season up against the Arizona Coyotes. Let's start off with a big win, and there he is, starting it off strong, Eli Tolvanen. First period, 3-1, Tolvanen, Moran, and Pacioretty. Second period, 2 more as Tolvanen gets another power play goal, and Josh Anderson does as well, even strength. And this game ends 6-2 with Cale Makar adding a power play goal. 2 goals for Tolvanen, goal and assist for Pacioretty, and 3 assists for Big Shane Wright. Underrated player on this team. Christian Booger, mild concussion right early out of the gate. So that means I'm going to bring in Big Mac himself, Mike McCarron, who will fill in right here. Boom. Legend. And he'll go there. Perfect. Mike McCarron, 32 years old. Let's get him a Stanley Cup. Why not? So let's begin simulating. The scouts are sent out. I'm ready to go. Let's get this episode done, hopefully in less than an hour. Let's do it. And first game of the season, we'll be going to see the Colorado Avalanche. Let's go see Quinton Byfield and Hampus Lindholm and Cam Fowler. Oof, we are looking strong so far here We had a 10-3 win against the Wild, an 8-5 win against the Islanders. We are 6-1-1 to begin this season. Bang, let's get it going up against the Colorado Avalanche. A few of our former players there. Cale Makar is going up against his old team here in Colorado. Here we go. First period, 2-0 Avalanche. Ikonen and Landeskog. Second period, 3-0. Sheesh, Bergevin's there. Okay. 3-0 Avalanche. What's going on? That is rare. Blake Coleman makes it 4-0. Man, could be Jameson DeVries. Like we've found out, like we have found out over the past few seasons, overall means nothing. Wow, 6 goals on Jameson DeVries. Moran gets 1 to break the shutout. Ay. DeVries not looking good in that one as we drop a huge 6-1 loss there. My bad for going in to see the game, I guess. Let's go see the Nashville Predators, see how Seth Jones is looking with his new team, or his old team. 6-3 loss against the Wild, 6-5 win against the Sharks, 4-1 loss against the Flyers. Not liking that. 3-2 win against the Rangers, okay, getting a little bit back on track. Why would I do that? 5-4 shootout win against the Blue Jackets, LA Kings, Ballard and Corbet for 2/3 and garbage. Thanks, Arizona. LA Kings, we beat them 4-3, and we beat the Flames 3-1. Not the greatest margins of victory, but now we're up against the 6-7-1 Nashville Predators. We have a record of 11-4-1 ourselves. Dante Fabro up against Seth Jones. Also Eli Tolvanen against his old team. Forgot about that move. Can't forget him. And Max Comtois up against the... we have quite a history with the Predators. First period 0-0, second period 4-2. So for the Predators, it's Zucker and Perfetti, but Liam Olin gets 1 on the power play, then Tolvanen against his old team, Mats Lindstrom and Pedro Pacioretty, Laurent Brassois in nets. We are up 4-2, 5-2 now thanks to a power play goal from Cale Makar. Keep it coming, boys. We're like the Toronto Maple Leafs of 2020, but we actually get it done. Our defense isn't great and our goaltending isn't amazing. Actually, our defense is pretty good. The goaltending's not amazing, but we have the scoring power to make it work. The Leafs collapsed, and we have 3 cups in 8 years, but hey. So Tolvanen gets another, Bickle gets 1, Devin Shore got 1 for the Predators in that third period, but we win 7-3 the final. Tolvanen 2 goals and an assist, Liam Olin a goal and 3 assists, and Doug Bickle with a goal of his own. Let's go see the Dallas Stars, boys. Cameron McKinley and the Dallas Stars. They currently have a losing record, so let's see what they're at once we get there. Beat the Blues 5-1, beat the Vegas Golden Knights 4-2, and in a Stanley Cup rematch against the Maple Leafs, we beat them 4-2. Stars are 5-11-2, we're 15-4-1, coming up against our old friend Cameron McKinley. Let's see what we got against them. First period, 2-0 Dallas. Sagan and Owen Tippett, also an old friend. Second period, 4-1. Sagan gets his second. Hoffman. Doug Bickle scores on McKinley. We're down 4-1. 4 goals on 15 shots against DeVries. Man. I'm not going to be afraid to trade DeVries. I don't care about his value. I don't care that he's going to be medium elite. I don't care. It overall means nothing in this game, and I'm not afraid to get a goalie that's going to be better. Okay, so we'll drop that game 4-1. 4 goals on 19 shots against DeVries. McKinley, of course, is a monster with 0 trade value, and he gets it done. Maybe I should trade back for Cameron McKinley. I don't know. You know what? Let's go look at the goalie stats. I'm not going to be afraid to be rash here. 36 points in 21 games for Shane Wright. That is pretty wild. Tolvanen with 32. Makar with 30. 3 players that are well above a point a game. Bickle has 20, Lindstrom has 19, Antoine Morand, legend. Dante Fabro, there he is, 15 points. People doubted Dante Fabro, and people really doubted Liam Olin in the comments as well. So Liam Olin, 12 points in 21 games. He's starting to get it done. Helmerson, pretty odd that he's not scoring much, but I have faith in him, no worries. Brand Clark has 4 points in 21 games, pretty normal. And Jamie Drysdale, welcome to the NHL. Let's see Jameson DeVries, 11-5-1, 881 save percentage. Look at Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky's a 76 overall. He's 4-0-0. What are these numbers, Jameson? Jameson, what are you doing? I think I'm going to trade him for sure. I'm going to put him on the block, and within like a month, I'm probably going to trade him. I don't care that we're winning games. I do not care. You're going to collapse in the playoffs, and that's not what I'm looking for. Do not be afraid to trade your goalies in NHL, boys. Right, so DeVries is on the block. He has 1 year left on his contract, so he's going to be wanting money next season that I won't be able to give him, and he won't deserve as well, that's for sure. Let's keep on simulating a little bit. Let's go see John Gibson and the Carolina Hurricanes. Good year for rookie, says the amateur scout. And Sam Steele should be on the Hurricanes as well, I think. 2-0 shutout against the Canucks, 4-2 win against the Oilers, 4-3 loss against the St. Louis Blues. Got a little Florida back-to-back here. McInnes has a pulled groin, so that means McCarron's going to slot in on the fourth line right there. Perfect. Keep those plus ones. 4-1 loss to the Lightning and 6-5 shootout win against the Panthers. Sheesh. So we are 18-7-1. I should have went and seen that game as well. Pastrnak and the Panthers. I was focusing on the Hurricanes. If we have another game against them, we'll go see it. Yeah, we do here. March 14th. Mark it down on your calendars, boys. Meanwhile, we're going up against the 9-12-1 Carolina Hurricanes here. Let's see what they got with John Gibson between those pipes. First period, 2-0. Cale Makar with 2 power play goals in 2 minutes. Second period, 3-1. Olin scores a power play goal, and Sam Steele gets one on DeVries. Third period, early power play. Hurricanes kill it off, then one of their own that we kill off with a 2-goal lead here in the third period. I think we're doing well. 31-20 are the shots. Come on, boys, let's end it off. Let me see a nice power play goal from Jesper Helmersson. That would really get me going. But I think we're going to just shut him down. Yeah, that'll be it. Oh, Mike McCarron with the empty netter. Very nice. Big Mike getting it done. Good stuff, boys. 3 assists for Morand. DeVries starting to put some good numbers up. He'd better if he doesn't want to get traded from this team. Jérôme Thibault is injured down in San Diego. Jacobs will go there. Fantastic. Now I can keep simulating another little bit of a chunk here. Any good teams in the East? Penguins are 16-6-1. Yeah, let's go see them. Injured ribs for Brandt Clark. Okay, so that means Ekman can go up to the second pair with Oland, and then with Drysdale, I'm going to put Marco Aho with him. Former San Diego pairing. They used to play together, so hopefully that gets something going. Beat the Capitals 6-3, lost to the Avalanche 3-2, beat the Hurricanes 7-1. Wow. Corbeil in a 6th for 2/3. Interesting, but no thanks. New Jersey Devils, we beat them 7-3. AJ Ballard for 2 seconds. I'll pass. I like AJ Ballard. He's a good center prospect. But wow, they're 12-16-1, and we shut them out 2-0. Very nice. And then we beat the Blue Jackets 3-2. Very nice. So now that Brandt Clark is back, hopefully he won't get re-injured. Marco Aho had 10 penalty minutes in the 3 games that he had played. That's pretty shameful. Put Ekman down on the third pair, bring Brandt Clark back to the second pair, give it that +3, beautiful. And now we're up against the Penguins. We'll take a pause after this game to check out the stats. The Penguins are 20-10-1, we're 24-8-1. Here we go, Stanley Cup rematch of a couple of years ago. First period, Penguins scored, Jake Gensel on Jameson DeVries. Second period, 3-1, Klingberg and Sorella. Shane Wright gets one for us on Matt Murray. We're down by 2, outshooting the Penguins by 2. But down by 2 in the third period. Come on, boys. Where's Jesper? Haven't seen him in any of these simulations yet. The fans are crying out for him. I know there's some people that are sitting in their chairs right now saying, where's Jesper? Tornado Panda, I'm looking at you. Come on, Jesper. No scoring here in the third period. Matt Murray just shuts it down. We lose 4-1. That's brutal. Matt Murray makes 34 saves. But either way, it doesn't look like it's too good when I go into the sims. We always seem to lose. Either way, let's check out the stats now that we have gone through 35 games of the regular season. Or is it 34? It is 34. So 47 points in 34 games for Shane Wright, killing it up on the first line between 2 snipers. Eli Tolvanen right beside him with 41 points. Cale Makar killing it with 38. Doug Bickle up on the first line has 33, and Mats Lindstrom, Antoine Morand have 32. Sidor 24, Helmersson only 20. I know he's down on the third line, but I'd like to see, he always gets it done on the third line. I don't know. Dante Fabro 20, Oland 18, Bugner 12, Clark 10. Yeah, could be better in some areas, that's for sure. In nets, DeVries, he's 29-1 with 2 shutouts, 895 save percentage, 2.94 goals against. He's not really impressing me that much, but I guess we'll keep him for now. And Connor McDavid leads the NHL with 51 points in 34 games, and leading the league in goals is Jack Eichel with 29 in 33. Who's this guy? Quentin Gainey, 2nd overall pick in 2023, huh? Wild. Who's here? Ryan Strome is here at the age of 34. Ryan Strome, 44 points in 32 games. Patrick Kane back to his old stomping grounds in Buffalo, where he had some fun back in the mid-2000s, that's for sure. Some weird names up here. Tyson Jost, having 90 overall. Really? Huh. In the AHL, Mari Keatley has 31 points in 25 games. That's nice to see. Tommy Yasu, 22, who has potential that I want to see grow. Ethan Larmour, that's for sure. He's up to a 78. He has 15 points in 25 games. That's good. In nets, Atonovich, decent. Just a few names I want to quickly look at. I want to go see how David Pasternak's doing on the Florida Panthers. He has 26 points in 31 games. Good for him. Very happy. Even Sidney Crosby's here. 32 points in 28 games. Monster at the age of 40. Getting it done. Absolutely love to see that. Dallas Stars. How's Cameron McKinley looking? He's 8-13-2. Yikes. And last but not least, how's Seth Jones on the Predators? He has 26 points in 31 games. Good for him, man. All right, let's keep it rolling here. We're looking good thus far. What I want to check out quickly are our penalty kill numbers, because those could probably be better. The Oilers are 25-4-5, man. We're at 80.4% on the penalty kill. I guess that's okay. Maybe it's just because it's just always not that good when I go into the sim. If we just keep simulating through, it looks good. But if I go in and watch, then we lose for some reason. So we'll go into the new calendar year. Let's go check out a game against let's go see the Oilers. They have 25 wins as of now. So let's see where they are once we go see them. And of course, Brand Clark re-injures his ribs, and he's out till Christmas Eve. But anyways, unless something pops up, let's jump up to that game against the Oilers. Oh man, Jordan McInnes re-pulls his groin. Now he's out for a month. Why do they tell me that they're good to come back if they're not good to come back? And then if I don't play them, I suffer for it. So if they're playable injuries, who's the doctor on this team that he's telling me that they're playable injuries, but they're not playable injuries? I'll keep Brant Clark out even longer now. Then I need to stop the sim and go in and look at it. Anyways, 8-4 win against the Rangers, 4-3 overtime win against the Bruins, 5-2 loss against the Sabres, 2-1 overtime win against the Sharks on Christmas Eve, and then a 2-1 loss against the Coyotes. Beat the Lightning 8-1. You love to see that. And then against Vegas Golden Knights, we lose 4-3. So we're 28-12-1, coming up against the 27-8-6 Edmonton Oilers. So this is going to be a tough one. They are a very good team. They were good for a while, then they were bad for a little bit, and now they're amazing again. So Harrison scores on DeVries nice and early. That's great. You love to see that. And then Sean Dursey gets one as well. Second period, 4-2. Sidor and Wright score for us, but McDavid and Sanheim score for them. And then Lafreniere scores 5 goals on 25 shots against DeVries. Very disgusting, to say the least, that's for sure. Eli Tolvanen making this into a game, bringing us within 2. All right, 5-3. Come on, boys. Being outshot pretty badly. And Draisaitl scores. Let's call it a day. 6-3 loss against the Oilers. You know what? If we lose this game against the Senators, if we let in 4 or more goals, I'm going to look to trade DeVries. I'm just going to look into it. I'm just sick and tired of Jameson DeVries letting in so many goals. 5-4 shootout win. Did I say 4 or more? Or you know what? I'll give him another chance. Up against the Penguins here as we sit through this game. And we win 4-0. Okay, so if that was DeVries, he redeemed himself a bit. Yeah, I believe that was DeVries, his third shutout. He has an .898 save percentage and a 2.91 goals against average. Bobrovsky, how's he looking here? 6-1-0. What a monster. Overall means absolutely nothing. Let's go see the Winnipeg Jets, why not? And then a 3-0 shutout against the Hawks, that's good. And a 4-1 win against the Red Wings, all right. 2-1 win against the Predators. Okay, respectable. 6-4 loss against the Devils, okay, and a 3-2 win against the Islanders. Bring McInnes back into the lineup before we go see this game. You know, I'm going to try something here. I'm going to put Sidor on the second line. I want to bring up Helmerson and see if that changes anything. Michael McCarron, he got 11 points in 23 games. You love to see it. Very nice. But now Jordan McInnes can come back. They do lose the +1, unless I bring up Colin Reyes, maybe? What's Colin Reyes doing this year? 9 assists? Yikes, not looking good. He has no ice time, that's the issue. Let me see if this does anything. Let's try Reyes with Bugner and Sidor. Why not? And defense will stay like that. Beautiful. Okay, that's fixed in San Diego as well. Now we can see this game against the Jets. We are looking here in game number 50 for win number 35. So let's see what we can do before the All-Star break. up against the Jets. First period, 3-0. Patrick Laine with 2, Kevin LeBlanc with 1. Second period, nothing. Man, I really shouldn't come in and watch these games. I know it's entertaining, but we just keep losing. 3-0 currently. 5-on-4, no power play goal. And boy, let's just call it a day. 4-0. Wow. And we get shamed. A shutout for Hellebuck. 33 saves. So Central Scouting put up their new rankings. I'm going to check them out because it's right before I'm going to make my update my scouts. So Juha Pitkanen looks like he's the #1 pick, possibly. Moises Nevins, whatever his name is. Yahir Komisky is the best defenseman available, it seems like. Yeah, it doesn't look like the strongest draft, to be honest, from the top people. Deeper down, scouts are uncovering some guys, I guess. Okay, we'll keep working on it. So I'm going to reassign my scouts like February 3rd or 5th or so. So let's see, we're at January 30th, so we can simulate a few more games before we go and do that. So let's go up and see. Let's go up to including this game against the Senators. Let's go see a little Eastern Conference, Eastern Canada trip here. Keatley in a third for a first, and no, I'm not going to do that. 3-2 overtime loss against the Hawks. We beat the Maple Leafs 3-1, beat the Habs 6-3, and now we're up against the Senators, who are 26, 23, and 3. Pretty fringy team. We're 36, 15, and 2. Here we go. First period, 2-0. Eli Tolvanen scores twice. Second period, 1 goal for the Senators. It's Quinton Gainey. We have a 1-goal lead here in the third period. Come on, boys. Let's get win number 37. Last year was 64 wins, was really something special. Doug Bickle makes it 3-1. And I know we probably... Jesper Helmerson, there he is. And we probably won't get to that plateau again, or maybe even the President's Trophy, but that's okay. I just want to put together a nice, solid season. And that seems like that's what we're doing, boys. Another 4-1 win there. 2 goals and an assist for Tolvanen, 3 assists for Wright, and even DeVries hopping in with the 3rd star of the night. So now I'm going to go ahead and reassign my scouts, update all that, and then we're going to go up to the trade deadline where we need to figure out if we're going to trade our goaltender or not. Alright, scouting's done. That's great. Don't have a lot of early picks this year, but looking for those late round bargains. Let's go see the deadlines here. Yeah, okay, not a lot of games left. Hey, let's go see the Calgary Flames. So hopefully, let's see if DeVries can put on a nice show for that game at least, unless Bobrovsky starts, since the Oilers would be the next game. Boston gets a first and a prospect for Granlund, a third, and Evan Bouchard. So Evan Bouchard going back to Edmonton. Ronning and a 5th for a 2nd and a 3rd. No, thank you, Dallas. Yegor Korshkov going on waivers. He's 78 overall. Decent contract. Not great defensive stats, though. Good shooting category. Power forward. I'll pass. I don't need him. I have Mike McCarron, who's better. Beat the Flyers 4-2. We're a couple of wins away from 40 now. A first and a 2nd for Keatley and a 3rd. Tempting, but I'm going to decline that again. I don't want to really trade Keatley right now. Caden Gooley separated shoulder. You hate to see that down in San Diego. Okay, so then we beat the Canucks 4-1, beat the Bruins 4-3. We now have hit 40 wins with a record of 40, 15, and 2. Sam Bennett and 2/3 for Moritz Seider and a 4th. If Moritz Seider grew in real life, that would be a crazy deal. 2 firsts for Louis and a 3rd. He's probably my best prospect in my system right now. So although 2 firsts are tempting, I'm going to decline that. But that's quite the offer. A 5-1 win against the Capitals. 4-3 overtime loss against the Predators. Going to decline that from the Stars. We are 41, 15, and 3 coming up to this game against the Flames. Ethan Larmour sprained ankle. And here we go, up against the Flames. 41, 15, and 3 is our record against the 17, 37, and 5 Calgary Flames. So first period, 1-1 game. DeVries is in nets. Dante Fabro scores for us. Second period, 4-1. Makar, Sydor, and Tolvanen. We're up 4-1 here. I need DeVries to put on a show for me. He shouldn't let in any more goals. He's let in 1 goal on 20 shots. Mats Lindstrom scores on Lindbaum. We're up 5-1 now, looking very good. I'm not here for the win. I'm here to see DeVries. 6-1 is the lead now, as Tolvanen gets his 2nd, and we'll call it there. 7-1 as Jamie Drysdale gets a goal as well. 1 goal on 24 shots. Not a bad performance from DeVries. Goal and assist for Makar, goal and assist for Lindstrom. 2 goals for Eli Tolvanen. So we're going to keep on simulating. We're getting close to the deadline here. Let's go up to the game against the Avalanche, get a couple more simulated, see how we look. I believe it's going to be Bobrovsky and nets up against the Oilers, who are a very good team. Matt Dumba, Mirko Muller, and a 6th for a first and a prospect. That's a blockbuster if I've ever seen one. Sore knee for Dante Fabro. So that means Brandt Clark is going to go up to the first pair with Cale Makar. Oilers are 40-13-8. We lose 3-1 against them, of course. Anthony Beauvillier, a 3rd and a 4th to Vegas for McCann and Dostal. Lucas Dostal. So he signed with the San Jose Sharks, and he now just got traded to Vegas. Interesting. Lucas Dostal bouncing around the league a little bit. And now this is a big deal. Philip Danault on that $11 million contract goes to the Predators for Ryan Johansson, Brendan Dillon, and Devon Shore. So the Hurricanes get 3 big pieces for Phil Danault. That's a big deal. So we beat the Canucks 4-2. Still don't want to do that trade. And we're moving up the deadline here, boys. Last game up against the Avalanche. Last chance for DeVries to get those numbers padded a little bit. Maximilian Setzinger, a former 3rd-round pick of ours, who we traded to Washington, gets traded to Carolina with a 3rd for Ryan Johansson, who they just traded for, and a 3rd. Interesting. So Carolina making big moves here. 5-1 win against the Avalanche. We're 44-16-3. Let's check out the stats. 74 points for Shane Wright in 63 games and 43 goals for Eli Tolvanen. Wow, monstrous with 73 points. Mats Lindstrom has 37 goals and 60 points. Moran 59, Makar 57, Bickle 53, Helmerson 50. Jake Seider could pick it up a little bit. Liam Oland with 35. Dante Fabro's a plus 36 with 32 points. Looking good. Colin Reyes has 14 assists. Pure playmaker, eh? 88 passing. All right. Mike McCarron with 11, of course. Nicholas Ekman is holding it down. A good defensive presence that he has become. Okay, and in nets, Jameson DeVries. He's 37-15-3 with 4 shutouts. 905 save percentage, 2.70 goals against average, up to an 87 overall now. So he's playing pretty well. Now the question will be, can I pay him next year? Bobrovsky's 8-1-0, crazy numbers. Hope we can get him a cup. But that's the issue. Will I be able to sign Jameson DeVries next season? Or do I trade Jake Seider right now and clear up some cash? I don't know. Connor McDavid, 94 points in 64 games. Monster. I do not know. Let's go look at the contract situation here. If I wanted to send a contract extension to Jameson DeVries, I have not much money. So contract extension, I have $7.5 million of extension. If I try to sign him long term, he wants $10 million. I could get him a couple years at 7.15. He doesn't want an extension, which is that's the problem. So it looks like if I kept him, it would be the classic RFA route where I qualify him and get him down the road. And I don't know. Do I trade Jake Seider maybe? If I keep Bickle and trade Seider, there's just not enough room on this team maybe for all 3 of these guys. 3 big snipers. Jake Seider, 2nd overall pick in 2024. Do I trade Jake Seider? I made such a fuss over the offseason to keep him. Now I'm thinking about moving him because he just hasn't lived up to what he's been. I give him the power play time. He was on the 2nd line, and then I moved him down to the 3rd line because he wasn't getting it done. If I put Seider out there, what are teams going to offer me? No trades found. Okay. What about Jameson DeVries? If I click on him, what are teams going to offer me? I don't know why his trade value isn't more. Rupe Hintz in 2 seconds, 3 seconds and Mangiapane, 2 seconds and a 3rd Mangiapane. A good prospect, a 1st and a 2nd, or a 1st and 2 seconds and a goalie prospect. It's pretty tempting from the Leafs. Those are nice picks. I don't know if I want to give them an elite goaltender. I don't even know if they'd be able to sign him. Aren't they up against the cap as well? Yeah, they're right at the cap. So I don't even know if they'd be able to sign him. This guy's a 70 overall goalie prospect. I don't really need a goalie prospect. It would be just picks. I could get a 1st, maybe like a 1st and 3 seconds. But do I just want pure picks? That is the issue. Jake Seider, man, tons of trade value. If I were to trade Seider, I need a 3rd liner who fits on my team, like a 3rd line winger, like an 84, 85 type overall player who could just slot on my 3rd line for a couple years. See in the player search if there's anybody. Let's try between 83 and 87 overall, making $6 million or less for the next 2 years. 56 results, huh? Yeah, that's a lot of people. I don't want anyone who has crazy wild potential necessarily, though, because they're going to grow into someone that I can't really keep. All right. So let's try maybe minimum age of 21. Doesn't change much. Rickard Rakell, monster. He's having a good season over in Pittsburgh. Sheesh, 64 points in 60 games. Dominic Kubalik, I don't think so. Doesn't really fit. He's gone downhill the last few years. Who's this guy? Simon Holmstrom, another Swede. He's a two-way forward. He's fit in the bottom 6, it says. He has 37 points in 60 games this year. Really, he's like a Jesper. He really is like a Jesper Helmersson. That's a potential. He has high top 6 potential. 2 more years of 5.9. Okay. Let me see if I can really refine this a little bit more. Let's go max overall 86. Minimum overall of 84, and let's say he's not making less, he's making 5 million or less. Let's try that. 19 results now. Mostly centerman, which I'm not totally interested in. Taylor Radish, a power forward, huh? Oh, look at that. Great power forward stats. He'd fit in all penalty kill lines. 2 years left at 4.3, 85 overall. He puts up around 40 points a season. Power forward, that would be nice. Gabe Velarde, no. Owen Tippett, no. Andreas Janssen, legend on the Brooklyn Bellow franchise mode. Wouldn't really fit the bottom 6 though. Boris Kachuk, I don't think so. Valery Nemesnikov, how is he in 85 at 35 years old? I don't know. Maybe Taylor Radish is the guy? Unless there's a centerman that I can get who's not good at face-offs, I would just put on the wing. No, all of them are pretty good at face-offs actually. Except maybe Nick Suzuki. Nick Suzuki just got traded for a couple first-round picks. He puts up 40 to 60 points about. He's a playmaker. He'd fit in the penalty kill lines and all forward line too. Taylor Radish. Let me look into Taylor Radish here. The Blues are a good team. I'm sure they'd love to get a nice player like Jake Sydor on their team. I don't think they'd even be able to afford him though. Oh yeah, they would be if they get rid of Taylor Radish. Do they have any good prospects? They do. They have one. Oh yeah, that defenseman that I tried to snag, but they got earlier. Joey Lackey is 22nd overall. Yeah, I remember. That's true. I could have drafted him as well, but I traded my pick. Yeah, it's true. Joey Lackey. What if I throw in Joey Lackey and a first-round pick? I'm still giving them a little bit much. Jake Sydor for Taylor Radish, Joey Lackey, and a first. Maybe, huh? I know I made a big fuss to get Jake Sydor, but it was a gamble that didn't really work out, I guess, in the end. But I don't need it to hurt me. I can make a good trade right now and not lose him when his value goes down later on, because the top 6 is set. I want Jesper Helmersson in that top 6, and it's pretty much set. So Jake Sydor doesn't seem to fit, and this would free up about 3.12 million for the next couple years, which would be nice. You know what? Let's offer it to the St. Louis Blues. Too far off. Let me take out the 3rd. Try it with a 4th and a 5th. A bit low for us. So I think, you know what? This trade can definitely go through, especially with Taylor Radish on their trade block. Yeah, definitely. Boys, let's get this done. Taylor Radish, Lackey, a 1st, a 4th, and a 6th for Jake Sydor. Taylor Radish, Lackey, a 1st and a 4th for Jake Sydor. What do you say, St. Louis? Bit low for us? Make it a 5th and a 7th, and make it just a 5th from Dallas, and make it 2 6ths instead. Make it a 6th from the Rangers. Boy, I've tried 2 5ths, 2 6ths. I've done everything. Let's try 2 7ths. How about that? 2 7ths. What do you say? Trade rejected. They said just a touch. 4th round pick, just a touch. 7th round pick, just a touch. What's just a touch, Bello? Just the 1st round pick? Oh my goodness. You want to play games? Here you go. My 7th round pick next season. Playing games, here we go. My 6th round pick next season. Still rejected. What? My 5th this season. Rejected. Just a touch. But can you not lie to me? If it's not just a touch, don't tell me just a touch. I wanted a 4th round pick, just a touch. I took it out, and then I gave you a 5th and a 7th, just a touch. But what does just a touch mean? Here you go. How about you take Caden Gooley? I wouldn't mind getting rid of Caden Gooley. I'll give you Caden Gooley. You have any defensemen that I could just slot in the minors? Someone cheap? This guy Corbet, why not? Throw him in. Now what do you say? Trade accepted. Jake Sydor and Caden Gooley off to the St. Louis Blues for Radish, a prospect, a 1st, and a guy to fill in the minors. Jake Sidor, thanks for coming. Sorry it didn't work out. I need to think about the future, and I don't think that you would really fit in as a part of it, being a top 9 forward. You need better than that, and I want to give you better than that. So you are off to the St. Louis Blues. Let's fix up these lines. I put Radish in the lineup, but I'm also looking at possibly another deal. Now, of all the players on the trade block, I looked through everybody, and there isn't really anybody interesting except maybe like Robbie Fabry, who's an 86 overall, Elias Lindholm, who's an 85, but they're locked up a little bit too long term, like 6 years, $6 million. Not really what I was looking for, so I guess that Radish was the right deal. But now looking at the Capitals, look at who they have on the block. They have John Carlson on the block. He's 83 overall, 38 years old. In the last year of his deal, he's a monster. He still has 51 points in 62 games. He gets it done. Now, looking at what the scout says about him, he fits on defensive pairing 3. So he could fill in for Jamie Drysdale for the rest of this season. I wouldn't be opposed to that. Now, his trade value is not too high, so maybe for like a couple of third-round picks, I could get him. So I'm going to try my good third with Dallas and my worst third with my own. And I'm going to see what would the Capitals say to this deal. Isn't sufficient at all. Okay, so it may not happen, but I would like to try. So maybe try 2 of my lesser thirds, throw in a 4th and a 5th. 2 thirds, a 4th, and a 5th for John Carlson. What do you say? Is woefully insufficient. Well, I am giving you more trade value than your guy is worth, so I'm not sure why you're saying that. If I throw in another 5th, they say isn't sufficient at all. So what if I try 2 thirds, a 4th, and a prospect? Could throw in this guy Graham, 20 years old, 57 overall. That wouldn't be bad. Trade accepted. I doubt anybody in Washington will feel like we came out on the wrong end here. Probably could have given them a little bit less, but why not? In the real world, that would be a more realistic trade. And there you go, John Carlson, welcome to the team. So let's look at the lines now. Taylor Radish on the third line gives it a +1 as a power forward. Maybe if I change Bugner to a 2-way forward. No, I think I'm going to keep it like this. I think I'm going to go like this. I think that's going to be a good line. And then on defense, I'm going to take out Marco Aho. And then, no, sorry, I'm going to take out Jamie Drysdale for John Carlson. And then once Dante Fabro comes back, it's going to be Carlson and Ekman on the bottom pair, and Fabro goes back to the top pair, most likely, unless something else is better than that. So with all that like that, I can now go to my power play. Maybe could I take Cale Makar off of playing both power plays and put John Carlson there instead? Yes, and it keeps a +1. Perfect. Keeping that +5 on the top pair as well. But now the question is, do we keep Jameson DeVries or not on the last year of his deal? We do have a few more million cleared up with the Jake Sidor deal. So let's look at that. Next season, I have $10.7 million of extension. If I sign DeVries for around $7 million, that would like 5.5-ish. If I go to all skaters, all expiring, it's just Bugner who needs a contract, really. And the rest of the people, I could probably get them for close to the same amount. It's possible. Anderson, would he want an extension? He would, but he wants even... No, it's not that much. I could get Josh Anderson extended. That could work. He does want the extension. Let me try to extend him while I can. At 1 year, he wants 1.875. Let me try 1 year, 1.625. 1 year, 1.625. And then for goalies, let me see if I could sign DeVries. If not, I'm going to trade him later, but I think I'm going to keep him for now at least. Let me try 2 years at $7 million. I don't think he's going to take that, but I could go up a little bit more if needed before he gets too high and mighty if he wins a cup or something. So let's continue simulating here. I think that's going to be it for the trade deadline, that's for sure. We get John Carlson and Taylor Radish as we gear up for another cup run here in year number 9. So without further ado, let's get to it. Dante Fabro is available, perfect, so I'm going to bring him back in a couple games. He wants to give me a first. No, I'm not going to do that. I prefer to keep Peverly, a good power forward prospect that I have. Any game, yeah, we want to go see that game against the Panthers, right? But we're not going to get there. I just want to simulate a couple. Josh Anderson, easy contract to renew my contract with you, and for some reason he plays on the Detroit Red Wings, so that's cool. Thanks, Josh. And DeVries rejects that. Okay, so we lose 6-5 to Vegas, and we beat the Stars 6-3. So with Anderson locked up, that's good. He'll be on our 4th line next season. And he's going to be making less next year, a little bit less, which is good as well. But Jameson DeVries, 1 year, I could get him 2 years. 2 years, 7.250. I'll keep trying up until maybe like 7.5. If it doesn't work, then we'll just do it in the offseason. And now with Dante Fabro back, the lines are looking like this for defense. Very nice. I'm happy to see it. And we're just going to simulate a couple more days. DeVries says no again. We beat the Coyotes 5-3. Try 2 years at 7.425. Lose 6-3 to the Jets, which is a bit of a buzz. And then DeVries, easy decision to renew my contract with you. Mental. So we get him locked up for a couple seasons. If he doesn't perform, then I trade him next year. But he turned it around this season, so I guess I'm going to keep him on board. And now if I go to all expiring, it's just pretty much Bugner, because Ekman, I don't think he's going to want too much more. Yeah, just $3 million, so he's not going to want a wild contract. McInnes, I don't think he's going to want anything crazy. He doesn't. But Bugner, he's going to probably want, yeah, okay, that's very doable. 6.250, huh? 6.2, oh wait, was I looking at the wrong number for Ekman? No, he wants 3.225, okay. But Bugner wants something more closer to 6 million, which may not be possible. I don't know. Whatever, we'll figure that out when we get there. But we have DeVries locked up, which is nice. And let's keep on simulating to the end of this season as we look to end it out with a strong push. Colin Reyes, mild concussion. All right. So that means we're going to bring in big Mike McCarron himself. A couple power forwards down there now. So we lose to the Kings, we lose to the Blues, then we beat the Coyotes, we beat the Stars. As we come up against the Panthers, we're 48-20-4. Panthers 44-22-5 with David Pastrnak and Sidney Crosby there. Let's do it. First period, 3-1. Barry Karkner and Luosterainen as Moran scores for us. Second period, 4-1. And DeVries not playing well with that contract, that's for sure, as he's let in 5 goals on 22 shots. Let's call it a day. 9 goals against. Okay. DeVries, bro, don't tell me you're going to collapse. You know what? I'm not even nervous. I'm going to play Bobrovsky. If he starts to look shaky, 9-1 loss. What in the world? If he starts to look shaky, Bobrovsky's playing every game. I don't care. I signed him. Hopefully he turns around. If not, I don't care. He's out of here. Colin Reyes available, but I don't believe you. Keep him out a few more games. 5-3 win against the Hawks. 2-1 win against the Sharks. 3-2 win against the Kings. We're at 51. 5-4 loss against the Canucks, and now here comes what should be a win, and it is 3-1 against the Flames. 52-22-4. Here's a good challenge up against the 49-20-8 Edmonton Oilers. So first period here, 2-1 lead, Doug Bickell and Mats Lindstrom. Bobrovsky's in net, Draisaitl scored once against him. Second period, Mats Lindstrom, his second of the night, we're up 3-1. Bobrovsky, man, I'm telling you, Sanheim scores there, but I'm telling you, Sergei Bobrovsky, don't doubt him. He'll carry. He does not have a Stanley Cup, and he's barely played playoffs in his entire life. I was looking at his career stats. He is hungry. We kill off that penalty. Very nice. Holding on to a slim 1-goal lead here with just a few minutes left. Bickell puts it to bed with 4 minutes left. 2-goal lead, and that'll be all she wrote, boys. Doug Bickell up on that first line. 2 goals for Lindstrom, 2 goals for Bickell, 29 saves for 76 overall. Sergei Bobrovsky. So I'll bring Colin Reyes back into the lineup now, as well as simulating to the last game of the year. Now there's just a couple left. Mike McCarron actually ended up playing in 30 games this year. That's pretty nuts. Colin Reyes, 15 assists. Yet to score his first NHL goal in his NHL debut this season. But just a couple games left as we're going to go through Calgary and the Kings and the Sharks, I think. Yeah, that's always usually how it ends off. We're at clinch for the playoffs, of course. Currently at the top of the division. See if we can hang on for it. 5-4 loss against the Flames. 5-2 loss against the Kings. We need to beat the Sharks and have a higher goal differential and our ROW, regulation overtime wins, than the Oilers if we want first in the division. Come on, boys. First period, 1-0 Sharks. Weiss DeVries in net. Second period, 2-2. Taylor Radish and Pedro Pacioretty. All right. 2-2 game. Come on, boys. 2 goals on 13 shots against DeVries. Don't be a pig. Come on. Don't be like that. Power play gets killed off by the Sharks. Power play for the Sharks themselves that we kill off. Very nice. Or doubling their shots. It's a 2-2 game. It is tight. Oh boy, we haven't seen any simulation yet in this episode live. Maybe we go into overtime? Yes, we do. Shots are 42-20 in our favor, but we're headed to overtime. Here in overtime of game number 82 of year number 9, let's end it off and get a W, which will hopefully propel us to number 1 in the division. I don't know what that shot was from Shane Wright. Now he has the puck, tries a little move, and whoever that is in net, King Clancy himself. Wright wins the faceoff. Makar Tolvanen just wide. Makar, Wright, Makar, here's a 2-on-2 the other way. Kale Makar over the blue line. Shane Wright holds up. Tolvanen back to Wright. Makar, rip it Bello. Pad save from Clancy. Weg to Peacock. What kind of defending is that? You know they're going to pass it in the slot. You got to go man-to-man D in 3-on-3 overtime, boys. 3 goals on 21 shots. We outshoot them 44-21, but we don't get the W, and that looks scary. That scares me heading into the playoffs, that's for sure. Oh man, DeVries really has to wake up. I think Bobrovsky's going to start the playoffs. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. That's for sure. That's the end of the regular season right there. Let's see how our team performed in the standings. Not as good of a record as last season or the year before, but still very respectable, as we were the second best team in the NHL. If we had won, we would have won the President's Trophy and the conference. That is just brutal. So our power play looked good, 33.6. Our penalty kill collapsed at 76.8. So I guess that's something that we're going to have to fix. I don't know why the penalty kill is so bad. We had good goals for. Goals against could have been a bit better. And a good record of 53, 24, and 5. That is just brutal. Eli Tolvanen led our team in points once again with 94 in 82, 53 goals for him. Mats Lindstrom had 80 points and 47 goals. Another great season from him. Legendary player. Shane Wright had 93 points in 82 games in his, fifth full season with the Anaheim Ducks. He has 457 points in 492 games. Antoine Morand, he just keeps getting it done, man. A 73-point season from the 29-year-old. Second best in his career. Career high in goals with 24. 396 points in his career here with the Ducks. Bickle gets 71 points. That's a career high for him. 10 more than last season. Kale Makar scores 66. Helmerson scores 63. John Carlson, what did he do with us on the third pair and on the power play? 12 points in 19 games. Very respectable. 2 power play points. -4. Olin was a 47. Had 47. Taylor Radish, what did he do with us on the third line? Taylor Radish, 6 points and a -10 in 19 games. That is absolutely disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting. Fabro 37, McInnes 16. What are you doing, Jordan McInnes? You should be better than this. It's your 3rd season. You have 56 points in 201 career games. Come on, Jordan. Drysdale in his debut in his rookie season scores 15 points. What is with the plus minus? What's going on? Look at these numbers. That's atrocious. Atrocious, Jameson. I don't even want to look at those. I need to go to my lines and fix this before we even go into the playoffs, because the third line, the penalty kill, and the goalies all need to be changed. Maybe it has to do with Radish's defensive awareness or something. Because if I bring Helmerson down to the third line, I lose the +1 on the second. Sorry, if I bring Helmerson down to the third line, there's just no +1 at all, which I really don't want, unless I change Buchner into a playmaker, perhaps. But then I don't want McInnes playing on the second line. He doesn't deserve that. Unless Colin Reyes gets put on the second line and McInnes goes down. He was a -6. The issue is Radish, I guess. Why is it so hard to just find people that fit the system? Alright, so Taylor Radish, you're off the penalty kill, that's for sure. I guess Jesper Helmersson's going to go back. I don't know why. He doesn't fit. He's one of the best defensive players in the league, but because he doesn't fit, it doesn't give it a plus. I guess I'm going to put Kale Makar on both penalty kill lines to try and give it pluses. You have to really expose this garbage system, that's for sure. So Makar can play with Clark, Pacioretty. Just that Helmersson doesn't fit. What if I put Helmersson... No, you know what, McInnes, you're off the case. Tolvanen should fit. Bickle should fit. You know what, Bickle should be really good, actually. He should be really good. It says he fits, but it gives it a 0 if I put him there, which doesn't make sense. So let's try Pacioretty with Bickle, Wright with Helmersson, Makar, Ekman. Let's try that out. Hopefully we look a bit better, a little respectable here in the playoffs. Bobrovsky will start. Aho, McCarron, and Drysdale will all be scratches, and that'll be that. In the minors, there's no one I could even call up if I wanted to. I'm really not happy with the bottom 6 right now. In the entire NHL, Connor McDavid scored 115 points. It's just all Edmonton up here. 115, 111, and 111 from McDavid, Draisaitl, and Yamamoto, respectively. That's absolutely crazy. Eli Tolvanen, did he win the Rocket? Yes, he did. Eli Tolvanen wins the Rocket Richard with 53 goals. Beautiful. Dylan Strome, Alex DeBrincat, how do all these guys always get up here, no matter their overall or age? David Pastrnak got 81 points in 80 games with the Panthers. Raquel scored 81 points in 75 games with the Penguins at the age of 34, a career high. Another stat that just doesn't make sense. I don't know how that happens. Gallagher at the age of 35 with 83 overall. He scores 78 points. Yeah, that makes sense. Whatever, man. Defenseman, I believe Cale Makar led the way once again this season. No, what? Seth Jones. Oh, they're just killing me, man. Seth Jones. Let me guess. Makar wins 5 straight James Norris trophies. Then I trade away Seth Jones at the age of 33, and the first season off my team, he's going to go and win that trophy, right? Oh, man. The EA gods are just laughing at me this year, huh? Colton Point, a 79 overall goalie, is going to win the Vezina. Oh my goodness, it just doesn't make sense. Merzlikins, who is like a minor leaguer who can't find a contract one year and then is a god the next year. Look at these stats, man. Some years he doesn't play, some years he's a backup, some years he's a starter. How? Then Vasilevsky, who's actually a 90 overall, goes 32, 28, and 6. Poor guy. John Gibson, tough year for him, 19, 22, and 4. He's all the way down there. Cameron McKinley went 17, 29, and 4. Tough for him as well. And Lucas Dostal, 9, 15, and 3. Yikes, that is brutal. So a classic EA cheese season, I guess that's it. The Oilers are just unstoppable. The Panthers win every single game because they have Crosby, who's a glitch at the age of 40. The 79 overall goalie puts up 7 shutouts, and he's going to win the Vezina. So congrats to Colton Point. Who even is he? A 5th round pick in 2016 by Dallas. Matt, who are you? Grinds my gears, man. It's so broken. Rookie skaters. Jamie Clark scored 45 points. He'll probably win the Calder. Good for you. Jake Sydor. Where's Jake Sydor? Oh, you're having a laugh, man. Jake Sydor. How? He has a one-way deal. How is he in the minors? Why would this make any sense? Why would the Blues play him in the minors? 20 points in 19 games. Tell me, EA, how does an 88 overall first liner get put in the minors after that trade? How? I'd love to get an answer. I don't know how that makes any sense. The Blues, did they even make the playoffs, the Blues? How does that make any sense? They make a deal like that for a first liner to make a push for the playoffs? And yeah, they did make the playoffs. They're going to play against the Hawks, I see there. But how barely did they make it in? 92 points. That's pretty close. 92 points. And why don't they want to play Jake Sydor? Does not make any sense in this broken algorithmic system. Alright, so we'll call it there, boys. We're going to see who our opponent is going to be here in round number 1 as we look for the three-peat. In round number 1 of the Year 9 playoffs, our opponents will be the Vancouver Canucks. Classic. Why would it be anyone else but Vancouver, right? Let me guess. Elias Pettersson, Brock Besser, Top 50 Bo Horvat, everyone's going to be there, right? To Cahoon, yep, Trocheck, Savoie, everyone's here, just like always, exact same team as always. Ulevi, Ristolainen, but they don't have Quinn Hughes this time, which could be the deal breaker. DiPietro is still their goalie with Darcy Kemper. Yeah, that's true. So that could be a big game changer without Quinn Hughes in their lineup. So we'll see next episode, boys. Let me know your thoughts regarding the lines and especially the starting goaltenders. If you would like to see any different combinations, change any player types, what are your suggestions as we head into the playoffs? So hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel. Putting out bi-daily videos for all you guys in quarantine trying to stay entertained. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.